Hey, how y'all doing? This is Mr. Douglas, 6th grade math. We're going to talk a little bit about percents. A lot of things we try to say in my classes to remind us every time we deal with percents. I tell my students to focus on the root word meaning of cents. Well, it sounds like cents. So there's 100 pennies per dollar, right? Per dollar. There's 100 centimeters, well, cm, per meter. Everyone say meter. Okay. There's 100 years in a century. I've always hoped to live to be a century old. All right. So if you understand what that means, basically anytime they have the percent symbol or they say percent, that means per 100 or out of 100. Okay? Let's look at some of those and just have a refresher. If I had 25% and I wanted to do some math with that, like multiply it or whatever. Have you ever seen problems where it said like 200 times 25% symbol? Nope. Sorry. So we're going to change the 25% to a decimal. And there's a few different ways to do it. The one I like the best, a lot of times people mess up on where to move the decimal to. What it technically means is 25 out of 100, 25 per 100. And I always have told my class, anytime we see a fraction, what kind of problem is that? Division. Why? What's that line? A mini division symbol, I jokingly say. So it really means 25 divided by 100. That really is 25 being divided by 100. Okay? So it does not fit into 25. Oh, you are correct. That's why we developed this decimal system. So now, how many times does 100 go into 250? 2 times 200 minus, I'm going to have a 50 left over, Captain. We've got us a 50. We're going to drop another 0, drop it like it's hot, and we have 5 times. So 25% mathematically, through however means you do it, you get to do long division, it actually comes out to 0.25. So a number of people just memorize that for percent you just move the decimal 2 spots. Okay? And one of my current students, hey, you're going to be on video, the Kanye way. And I want to say something about it after Kanye, so keep listening. Don't celebrate yet. The Kanye way, he said, sir, one thing I did that helps me remember is I see 2 dots on the percent symbol. I see 2 dots, so I move the decimal 2 spots. So that's 0.25. Now, I shared that with my other classes, and some students said, I went to his school. One of our math teachers in 5th grade used to say that. Ha! All right, whether you heard that math teacher say it or not, other people surely have come up with that as well. But it still was a great, the only student I've had in the past 3.5, 4 years that has mentioned that. So then the thing I like to say anytime I'm talking percents is I say 25%, 25 cents. Because we all kind of know that you write 25 cents, 0.25. That way I don't forget what happens to the decimal. Okay? All right, what else can we do with percents? Listen, the problems we're working on lately, I'm going to do one, is when we have a circle graph and a partial word problem. And they say like this. They go, hey, so let's say all these things are different. Apples, oranges, cherries. What else can I have? Plums. Let's anybody see what I'm doing here? I don't even know what else grows on trees. Let's say there's something that starts with a Z that grows on trees, and there's something that starts with a K that grows on. See, I'm basically trying to pick two. I have no idea if there's anything that really starts with that. But anyway, what they really wanted to know was a peach. Oh, there's a P. What did I say for that? Okay, that could be. This is gonna. Boy, I should have written it out because I can't remember. So forget peach. This is going to be a pizza tree. I'm going there. Pizza should grow on trees. All right. Somebody make that happen out there, guys. Go to college, figure it out. Okay. I'm going to go pick me a slice from my backyard. All right. So and they tell you everything like this is 10%. This is 15%. This is maybe 20%. This is 5%, 5%, and I'm just guesstimating, I really have no idea. Let's say this is maybe about 15% also. But they want to know, they said that this farmer has 400 trees. Okay? How many of the trees, question mark, how many trees are pizza trees? I would want to know that. So they don't tell me what percent pizza is. Okay? Well, the entire circle has to equal 100%. Okay? So let's find out what we're missing. We can add all these together. Okay? So I have 10 plus 15 plus 20, plus 5, plus 5, and plus 15. Okay? If I did it correctly, oh, actually it looks like there's that pizza slice should be a lot bigger. Did I miss a number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, maybe. Yeah, that could maybe be 30. That's really not quite 30, but... All right, and one thing I have told my students before, I have seen triangle problems where the angles are wrong. I have seen, and if this was one, it's a little wrong. Sometimes math uses a diagram, and then they tell you numbers, and if you look at it, you're like, that angle couldn't be 30 degrees because it's way too big to be 30. You know, so don't look at the shape, look at the numbers. That's the whole point of the math problem. They want you to look at the numbers. They did the best to find whatever shape they could. So in this case, the shape's off a little bit. 70% is accounted for. I'm missing 30%. So the pizza is 30%. So one of the things I also mentioned to my class a number of times, I'm going to slide over here for a quick note. This is very important, class. Very, very important. Anytime they say percent of, fraction of, or a part of, they're really asking you to multiply, or times. I say times a lot because it's a little quicker. They want you to multiply by the total. Okay? So percent of, fraction of, part of is multiply times. So they're saying what percent is trees? What percent? They're all. That's a good question, actually. 100% of them are freaking trees. Sorry. Okay, what percent of them are pizza trees? Well, it's 30%. 30% of the 400. So that means 30% times. Now, like I said, I can't put times 30%. I need to change it. So if you go up here to change it from percent, I always like to say 30%, 30 cent, 0.30. Now, if I'm going to multiply times something with a decimal, you don't need to include any zeros past the decimal this way. So I can really just say 400 times 0.3. Okay? If you want to put the 0 on there, you can find it. You're going to get the same answer. You're just going to move your answer 2 decimal spots instead of 1 at the end. 3 times 0, 3 times 0, 3 times 4, 12. I have 1 decimal spot, so I need to put 1 decimal spot in here. And 120 pizza trees. Okay. So that's how you do the percents a little bit. Hopefully that refresher helps you out. If it doesn't, take a break, go out the backyard, find a slice off the pizza tree. Greg Douglas signing out.